It's been more than 60 years since the Korean War, but for the Iron Horse Brigade, they are now continuing what those veterans started. And for some, this mission is more personal.
I think about him a lot anyway, but especially here.
It's here. The stories from South Korea,
He always liked to be in his uniform.
where his grandfather Willard Taylor so proudly served,
I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps.
that led Chad Turner to join the Army.
I had a special bond with him.
It was a bond by blood, and now by brotherhood and service.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to experience that with my grandfather because the week that I enlisted, he passed away from lung cancer.
How difficult was that for you?
It was hard. It was hard because that was the reason I joined was, to share that with him.
But even with his passing,
I know he's watching, so I know he's proud and he gets to see what I've done.
his connection grew stronger with each deployment.
Seeing the gunfire, hearing the explosions, the uncertainty of, am I going home? That was probably the first time I really felt what he felt.
And those stories from his childhood,
And he said that this was his love letters to Rose, which was my grandmother.
the ones that were always happy, never about the pain and sacrifice.
A couple of his stories we probably shouldn't say on the air, but that's just Grandpa.
He now understands why.
The experiences that he shared with us, and I felt it. It was like, okay, I understand what he's talking about, how he was more nervous about his family than he was about what was going on right here.
And after 19 years of service, on his fourth and final deployment, Chad is where it all began.
I get to end my career where my grandfather started his career.
As he prepares to retire, his last mission will be protecting the very peninsula his grandfather promised to protect.
We kind of did a side by side.
A proud moment he cannot hide.
It almost looks like the same person.
Your face lights up when you talk about that. Why is it? Why is that?
It's my grandpa. Like I said, he was like a second father to me.
Over the next 9 months, he will walk in his grandfather's footsteps. But instead, he'll see a vibrant and thriving country.
You can see it when we're out that, we're welcome and, they want us to be here. And I know that's because of what my grandfather and what others have done before us.
Staff Sergeant Chad Turner will continue Willard's legacy.
And I hope that I can just fulfill those shoes that my grandfather left for me.
While he's here, he does plan to recreate some of those memories, but he says he'll keep those between him and his grandfather. In South Korea, Tiffany Pelt, KCEN HD News.